Oh, they lying in the Jay Slater case. Prove it. Prove it. They're lying. Oh. So I did some checking on phones. And we're going to be talking about how, nay. They didn't talk to Jay. I'd ask them to prove that they talked to Jay. I want to see it. Till I see it, I don't buy it. You know, I had one of them kind of days today where I woke up and as soon as my feet hit the ground, the day was being thrown at me. Like one of them kind of days where you can't even get your panties on straight. You know, you don't got time. You just got to fly with it. And I found myself throughout my entire day, like surfing on, like the ground fell out or something from underneath me. And I'm surfing on that landslide at Masca, misinformation. You know, where you call the number and they forward you to a representative who says, here's a new number to help you, and it takes you back to square one. That's a Jay Slater case. But we need to break it down. And I have done a little bit of research on them phones. Anybody that says that they were talking to Jay Slater that morning when he had that little of a battery, I personally do not believe it. Prove it. Prove it. There ain't no way you FaceTimed him. There ain't no way he even probably got a call out or in. I got a little thing here from Signal Booster that tells you it don't matter what kind of phone you got. Your battery being low, under a certain percentage, takes away your Wi-Fi strength. And unless you are a superhuman and have a way to boost your own Wi-Fi signal, you lose Wi-Fi connection. You can't make a call out. How to make a call out. Welcome to 1111 True Crime. I'm happy to be here with all of you fine folks. I want to hear what you have to say, but I also want to do meet and greet. And that's with those that are with me on the live. Now, if you are kind enough to watch replay, I always ask you, well, I'm going to start asking you to watch it to the end because this is a live. And I've noticed over the last couple years that in conversing, in the end, we all get on the chat between the audience and myself, is when we have our boom boom moments, which is at the end of the video. So if you're gonna fast forward, I ask you just do it for a few seconds and I'll say hello to everybody and we'll get rolling. Okay, I have a lot to talk about. A little bit of a rant on my part today of my opinion. I don't have a lot of like, whoa, look at this. I do want to do some shout outs. So let's say hello to a few beautiful people here. Britannia Alley, hello to you. Love to you, darling. Cat 1985, good to see you. Guinness Craft Emporium, hello from Manchester, you say. Barbara Sullivan, and to everybody else, hello my beautiful Jennifer Swain. Thank you incredibly much for modding today. I appreciate it. And with that, let's get into this. So I was thinking about this whole thing, and I even put this poll out today about, did Jay, what did I say? I said, do you believe that Jay Slater was ever alive in Masca? 85% said no, there would be a witness. Boom. It's so weird, like the CCTV footage is gone around the rave, the beach, all these places gone, or we're not allowed to see it. It's shut down, right? Shh. Nothing to see over here. It's all redirected over to Masca, where we have absolutely no proof of life. And I'm running through my brain here, and I'm thinking of all the characters from Ahab, you know, Rocky and Bullwinkle show. I'm thinking about the Lucy and Brad show. And all this is a big buzz, but where's Dodgy Haji. Because Dodgy Haji is the one supposed to be buddy through the entire thing with Jay. Doesn't leave Jay's side. Even like people that came out and they're like, I don't know, Jay. I was just filming because they was switching up the set and he happened to be in my picture. The only one with him was this guy, big guy. I don't know. Maybe his name is Brandon. Whatever. Paraphrasing. And yet, we got nothing from Brandon. Including, we don't have anything about Brandon when it comes to the Lucy and Brad show. So think about how teamed up them two are. They're like, okay, and I left alone to my apartment. I can't do the accent, forgive me. I tried it. So, you know, Lucy's pushing herself out, distancing herself from Jay, making it sound like she left Brad and Jay together. Because she brings up Brad. This newest statement, she's like, well, we tried to get him, you know, we tried to find him, we found him elsewhere, blah, blah, blah. We tried to get him to stop. And she only refers to Brad. Brad tried too, and Jay was having none of it. Yeah. What about Brandon? What about Haji over here? Dodgy Haji. See my problem? When did he go home? Where did he go? How did he, superpower, poof out of this entire case when he's the one seen last with Jay? And I mean on camera. And that's all we have. So to me, Dodgy Haji is the one I'm like, dude, what happened? Now, even more so, if this was just a kid that stole a watch and these bad, you know, baraka, kind of shake 'em up kind of rug dealers were all like, oh, we're going to do this to you, and then you're a bag of bones. If that was true and that's all there was to this, none of the friends would be acting like this or lying. None of them would lie. And the truth does not change. So because we have discrepancies amongst their own statements, the more they talk, the more they hang themselves up. You can't do that if you're telling the truth. So I'm calling out. It's a load of rubbish what they're saying. That's my opinion and what I truly believe. But I want to jump over here to the quarter screen and show you this little signal booster. You can Google it. Doesn't matter what kind of phone you have. It's any kind of phone, cell phone, smartphone, don't matter. Does the cell phone battery affect your network signal? Now, how did I come upon this? We'll get into this real quick. See, the universe talks to me, and I'm very focused on Jayslater. Very. Even when I'm not on here, my head's in the background. Like, I'm like, yep, I got bread in the car. I got butter. I wonder if this happened in the Slater case. And then, you know, I'm back to eggs. I need eggs, right? So we're in the car. I pick up my son from work. And he wants to order supper out and celebrate because I hit 30,000. And I'm like, oh, that'd be great. What do we want to order? We're in a town of 900. We either get chicken or a sub, right? And he's like, I can't do anything with my phone. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, well, I got plenty of data, but my phone battery is only at 4%. And I said, so you should still be able to dial out. He goes, well, I could dial out, but you don't understand. I'm trying to look up something. And I'm trying to get a signal to call out. I don't have a signal. I can't call the place, Mom. And I'm like, why would your battery being low affect you being able to make a phone call? He's like, watch, Mom. He Googled it. He's like, see? Your battery needs to be at like 7 to 8% to truly get a good connection. Otherwise, the lower the battery goes, the more you will have dropped calls, calls that are incomplete, or no call, no service. It's dead. And that's when there's towers all around you. So, how many towers How many cell towers are feeding or allowing Masca to use them? Is it a bunch? Or is it like Moscow, Idaho, in the Idaho 4 case, where we got one little damn tower? Because if it's one tower and he's at 1%, he didn't FaceTime nobody. I call BS. Now, let's get to the real heart of the story here. As I said, if this was about some watch that Jay stole, why would his friends cover up anything? See, as a mother, I have a problem trying to understand that. If I was the mother in this situation, which I'm not, thank God, right? I send all my love and healing to Debbie Duncan, truly. If I'm the mother in this case, though, what's going through my head is, why are these friends making shit up? Because they are. They're saying this, but then they're saying that. And there's no way in hell my son would do this or that. His phone wouldn't even be working proper. How did they FaceTime him or Snapchat him or anything him, let alone a phone call? Why didn't they call a taxi? Why didn't they say, hey, we're on our way? None of them did it. And we got the Brad and Lucy show where they're tucked up over here, backing each other up with Rach, the mama. We got you. We got you. We're team over here, Lucy and Brad, right? What's that about? Why is there a team, Lucy and Brad? Because there's a team. Like, media is on the Lucy and Brad show. I can't wait for it to come out. It's going to come out with her in that little white outfit, right? And she's going to be like, and they'll be ping. And then you'll hear Lucy in the sky, right? Whatever. This is a show, you guys. Where's the Dodgy Haji show? The one with him. Where's that show? Why would they cover and say they talked to Jay? The phone's allegedly wiped. We don't even know who has the phone or if it was found. If it was found weeks before or if it was never found. They say they have documentation that they found with the body. What kind of documentation? His passport and money is back in his room. So I'm coming over to chat. I want to understand this. But when you got friends that are actually making claims to have contact with this person and that they're all this and they're all that, but you got the only witnesses that have come forward at the rave are basically saying he was with the Haji guy the whole night. And that's all, the only one that that person saw Jay with all night. So who gives a flying fluck about the Lucy and Brad show? That's the red herring, I think. I think there is something much, much bigger here. Now, Ab and the Bullwinkle show over here, he might be just getting a kick out of this, but in the long run, I'm wondering if he was the connection. So if Jay was set up, right? Did this person have a direct connection to this underworld that MW talked about? Well, if he did, which we know this person did, is this a setup to get rid of a BODY, not a living Jay? I don't know. It's like, why haven't we heard more about the identity confirmed by the UK? Why haven't we heard anything about it? How do we know that was really Jay? Did the phone come along with the body? Is there an inquest happening? If there's no inquest, does that mean that the Spanish, Guardo avocados don't have to turn over evidence, and so therefore they don't. It's mind-boggling. So I'm coming over to chat, you guys. I'm coming over to chat. Paul Nolan says, I wonder when the Netflix or some other oh my gosh, comes out with a documentary. Thank you, Paul. This is why I say always stick around for the commentary from the listeners, because you guys are the best. You're so smart. Did you know I have heard rumor on the YouTube street? And when I give you guys a rumor, let me tell you, I don't give you a rumor that doesn't have some truth to it. There's something to this, in my humble opinion. But Chris Tenerife is allegedly making a documentary of some kind on the Jay Slater case. And I got to thinking about that. Is that what you're doing to control the narrative? To sell your Kool-Aid? I'm telling you, I ain't drinking the Kool-Aid. There is no way in hell that these friends would cover for some random drug lord people. She wouldn't have got a ransom note unless this was some sort of a setup. This screams setup all over it to me. What do you guys think? Let me get back over to... Why is my chat not working? Hold on. I gotta fix a button. Oh my golly. Fizzy Kaz, hello and welcome to 1111 True Crime. You said, I find it very interesting that Lucy and Brandon weren't invited to the funeral or wake, but still have the cheek to turn up and stand over the road. Debbie doesn't trust those two. All right, I'm not sure about all that. I thought Lucy spoke at it. I could be wrong. I think that they were seen outside the, not involved in the after funeral private, close family friends gathering or something. Am I right? I could be wrong. Algorithm. I like your name. Tom, Hilton, and everyone else, and they actually went and got Ab to come help. Well, he does claim he was asked for help, doesn't he? No, I was asked, right? Well, good morning. Oh, from Australia. Well, good day, mate. Hi, Kylie. I won't do that. I won't try all the accents because I'm no good at it. Ocean Deep 24, they all got to be in this together, in my opinion. Well, we don't have that. We don't have that. We don't have them all on the same page. They're not trying to sell the same narrative. They're not. They're trying to put one against the other and keep it a mad dash over here. But if we take out our little true crime broom, which is that little tiny handled broom, not that big one you sweep the floor with, but that little one for fingerprinting, we take out that little dusty and we let the dust settle, at the landslide at Masca, let the dust settle. All the lies put these people in the same box as a cover-up, yes. But Brandon is not selling nothing. Why? That is a huge question. That is huge. He was the one. Is he scared? Is Brandon terrified? Because if so, what is he scared of? We have everybody else controlling the narrative. They're not going to cover for drug dealers, y'all. Like in the UK, the mom of this kid that went on vacation with the kid that disappeared, if drug dealers did something bad, these kids and their mothers aren't going to give a flying fluck. Nothing. They will not care. They will be on here with us going, did he even make it to Masca? But they're not. They're selling the show, the narrative. And they're linking with media in some way, where media does their interview and then comes on to even get on here and talk and be like, I went there, I wasn't looking for Jay, right? We don't need to know why you were there. You're a reporter. Just do your job. Do your damn job. But now you made yourself look suspicious as shit because you're now justifying why you said the things you said. I've never known, Brian Inton has never come on and been like on camera, or cousin Vinnie Politan, never do they come on and go, I went to investigate that case because I wasn't looking for the person, I was this or I was that, and I need to justify why I did my job and how I did my job with my big blue eyes and look totally innocent. What the hell is that kind of move? The whole I need to defend myself, and I'm going to do a little 15-minute segment here to defend myself, screams guilt from the top, as if you were part of the programming, the narrative, and the selling of the Kool-Aid. And I'm like, yeah, I can smell you. You and these others all have this agenda to put the narrative in a silence this narrative. Silence this one over here. Keep it over here at Masca. Yet we didn't see Jay after the NRG rave ever as proof of life. Because proof of life, you can see them, not their shoes. So if we were to take this case with our little sweeper broom, again, dusting off the actual programming that is being shoved down our throat, we are actually no further than about, I would guess, and that's all I'm saying is an estimate of about 3 or 4 o'clock at the rave. And do we know if he was at the last day of the rave? He could have been at only one night of that rave. We don't know. We don't know how long Jay was actually missing, and neither would his family over at home, unless we go by the last time that Debbie talked to him. Was the night before, or was it earlier that day? See, that's where I am. I want to back the case up. I don't want to talk about Masca for a minute. I want to think about the last time that Debbie Duncan talked to her son. He was asking her about, why did you get this apartment? It's so far away. When was that? I'll have to review it. Because as of that moment is truly the last proof of life we have, is either that, or if those footages of the raid could be proven to be the third night, then that's where we are. But as far as we have nothing that puts Jay in Masca other than a 9-year rug lord, prison goer. You know what I'm saying? And some non-English speaking local that cleans some rooms and happens to be related to a more notorious alleged dealer, whatever, monster. So the whole Masca thing is a complete bullshit, in my opinion. There ain't no way Ab made it in 30 minutes. He's lying, in my opinion. Prove it. Do it again. Film it and time it. Ab, I challenge you. Do it in 30 minutes. Film it. Put your phone on the dashboard with a little stopwatch in front of it and drive that drive in the daylight at 30 minutes flat from the NRG rave to that. I want to see it. Never happened. Never frickin' happened. We don't even have Ab to prove. He can't even prove, technically, that he was there. Because he didn't even put it in his name. Masca is the red herring, in my opinion. So, we need to find out when the last time Jay was seen. When's the last proof of life? We need to lock into a time. And we need to go from there and work our way forward. Because there's a lot of information out there that is misinformation. Just saying. Those are really what I had to talk about. Tanya Snow says, I wonder if British police are actually able to be involved with this now. Circumstances are different. Also, there's footage of Jay at NRG completely okay, and suddenly the only footage unable to watch. Why is stuff being deleted, right? Viral News said, if Ahab said he has videos of Jay and him laughing and joking about Rocky, can we call him Rappy instead of Rocky? Rappy asleep on the way to Masca, then why didn't he upload it and prove himself? Because it didn't happen. That's my thinking. I got to get caught up on chat. I am so far behind. Fiona Davies says, a medium thought he volunteered to be taken when the group's money was down, so he volunteered to be taken until they raised it. I highly doubt that. Milo, hello, lovely. Welcome to 1111 True Crime. Ahab said something alluded to a lot going on the night before in his first video. Boom! They don't know what happened the night before, or something like that. He said they don't know about what happened about the night before, but we do. But they don't know nothing about that. See what I'm saying? We got to find out. You guys are sleuths. Sleuth it up. Sluice it up. You know, that's like, I'm really into like Yukon Gold right now. I'm watching all the old ones every season, binge watching them, and they sluice, right? To get to the gold. Well, we do that to get to the truth. So you got to take that sieve and that pan, and you've got to really wash the dirt out of it. And the truth is, we got to find out when's the actual acceptable proof of life that we have of Jay. Because if it's the NRG Festival video, fine. That's where we start. Was there a phone call before that with Debbie and Jay talking so that we can validate that that's even possibly the last night? Because she did say she talked to him, so I want to dig into that. Cornish True Crime says, wonder if Maraba, the boat, right, that we all been talking about, is getting a refurb and name changed. Oh, I bet you that already happened. I mean, it was offline for 49 days that I could see online. 49 days. That's crazy. Please do share in my opinion, please. Sharon Smalley says, all total BS. All of them lying through their teeth. Karma is a dish best served cold, and it's waiting for them all. I hope they get it soon. That comes from Sharon, not me. I never wish karma on nobody. It happens on its own, and I don't need to wear that baggage. Tanya says, in my opinion, Rocky and aka Rappy was only hearing what the story was on the live chat for the first time. He did not have a clue what was going on. Definitely wasn't there that night. I've got to tell you. So Ahab was the one going, yeah, come on, I've got to get me mate Rocky. Rocky, get on here, right? And then Rocky gets on there. He's like, and then he's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then they go like, where was he sleeping? Well, who was sleeping? Or something like that. And then Rocky goes, in the car. I was in the car. And Abe's like, my mate, his mate. Because he realized that Rocky was just throwing Bullwinkle shit at the fan. And he couldn't control the narrative. And yet there was this whole like, I don't know my part, so you can't get mad at me. I'm too high to care kind of thing going on with Rocky. So he was floating around kind of like just throwing out his info. It didn't sound like he was there. It sounded like he had no clue. He sounded like he was, by a friend for the night. You believe, in your opinion, Michelle, that it is definitely a setup. Elmo, hello lovely, hearing quack quack on the beach video is chilling. That is weird. That is a very weird. Adil Azad says, thank you for keeping Jay's name alive, you, Wax, and the other two fellows. One of them is Joseph Morris. Shout out and thank you for showing my clip. I greatly appreciate you. And all your work that you're doing on the Jay Slater case. I did look, Joseph, at that video you released, and I see where you're coming from. I really was fascinated with how clear it was. And I did see what looked like a true altercation, and I do believe it is. I just find it so strange that allegedly that entire beach CCTV footage is now missing off the bank. Like they bank it, they have every day, and you've got the whole month there, or 2 weeks worth at least, and the one that's like whited out, there's no video to be seen, is the very night that Jay allegedly went missing. And so when I was watching that footage, it's the limp that gets me. There's a couple things about that beach footage. One would be, I hear two things. You said you wouldn't stab him. And then I hear, you said he wouldn't get cut. Two different, like the first, and then there's, oh Jay, you said you wouldn't cut him, or he wouldn't get cut. I can hear that. But I don't know if it's fake audio. I don't. But can I hear all that? Yeah. If the beach video wasn't missing, or if there would have been, and it's too late now because we've called it out, but if there would have been like other ones missing, it wouldn't have red flagged me. But to see the calendar of videos, and you can go on right now and look at all kinds of Canary Island cams. I can watch the airport, I can watch a beach, I can watch a bar, I can watch all kinds of cams. And it automatically is throwing it up on their website. But the one night that we need to be able to see the beach, because Jay goes missing, is missing. The Maraba boat is missing for up to 49 days, allegedly. All of everything I say is alleged. So when you start adding up missing, we're missing witnesses of all kinds. Like whether you're a worker, you're a guest, you're somebody telling you to move the car, you're whatever. We have no tourists, we're missing CCTV. There's nothing, nada, zilch, zero evidence Jay went to Masca. There's nothing. I'm not saying he didn't end up there. Like they foreshadowed it. Then, I'm about to hit on a really, really touchy subject. I gotta take a drink for this. You and I both know there's no excuse for the boat to have blinked off the GPS. The transponder was shut off for a lengthy time. Very lengthy. But what's even weirder, if you go with that line of thinking and you're like, okay, did something happen with Jay and this boat? Right? Then rewind the clock and think of that whole game weekend. Everybody was busy at the game, and they all started saying, tons of them, that they already knew that Jay Slater's body had been found because the Coast Guard tipped them off. Yeah. The Coast Guard tipped them all off. So when they heard about the news on Monday that Jay had been found, they were like, why is that just coming out now? They already knew because of the Coast Guard. So if you're like, why are you all about the boat? It's just like you won't let the boat thing go. Explain to me why the Coast Guard is the one tipping off the people allegedly. How would they have found Jay? How would they know about Jay's body? Could they have found Jay floating? And was his body just a bag of bones? Was there pieces missing? So, if they wanted to solve a mystery, it's called a placement. Give them what they want, put his body over there, right? And Coast Guard isn't just about Tenerife. There was the other guy that allegedly went in the water, right? Young man, we don't get to hear anything about him. Near Morocco or something. I don't know. Was that Jay? And the Coast Guard was come in? And then they're like, wait a minute. He was over here. And this happened to him. So we're just going to give him to the, Guardo Avocado police over here and let them sort out their salad. Algorithm. Lucy would be the only person that could convince Jay to tell her where he was. Why is that? Angel's Piece of Peace says, I'm thinking maybe the circling of the boat. Remember how the Maraba goes da, 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 circle and then goes a 360 and back the way it's going and then blink, was due to a struggle which left the steering wheel unmanned and possibly knocked around too? That's a good question. Or were they dropping something off? Were they meeting another boat? Pap says, is that a pot noodle you're drinking, Mama D? It is a lemonade corn dog stand. A lemonade thing. It is so warm in here today. Oh. We'll leave that for Jennifer Swain to handle. Kat said, get on the payroll, darling. I ain't going to get on their payroll. Tanya Snow, do you remember the CCTV footage when Jay first disappeared? If lads stood around them, poured a cabin, and then seen running away from the cabin in early hours on the 17th June, the video was deleted. I don't think I saw that. Hey, Viral News. Hello, lovely. It well could be because no way they identified Jay through fingerprints after 29 days. So, there are creators out there that want to get on here and be like, I know they can do it because they do it with mummies. That is when the body is preserved and cannot decompose. Yes, a mummy, if preserved properly, can be rehydrated after 20,000 years. But if the body isn't prepared and mummification doesn't happen to preserve the body, no, it ain't happening. And you can't tell me that no Avocado police have enough skills to rehydrate the body when they could just basically grab a swab and swab any DNA on him. And I'm sure there was some tissue. I promise you there's some tissue. And be like, it's going to be a hot minute. We got to wait for the DNA to come back. Dropped the mic. He didn't go to Masca. He ended up at Masca is my new t-shirt. That's what I believe. Amanda Faye says, Abe's Airbnb review was dated 4 months ago, but Jay went missing 2.5 months ago. So how did Abe review it before Jay went missing? Maybe he stayed there before? Abe must have stayed there about 6 weeks before, in my opinion. And who mentions a cleaner? Especially if you're in the cartel, right? If you're in the rug world, the last thing you're going to mention is a cleaner. I've never left a review. Thank you. for your cleaner. I might say I love how the room was clean, clean service, something like that. Shout out to the cleaning team. But what the hell is that cleaner about? What are they cleaning? Money? Are they cleaning money there? I thought Brad carried the coffin. I think he did. I saw him. Yeah. I can't say that, Courtney, but you're right. Not any parole. You should have your own detective agency. If something happens to anyone in my family, I'm calling you. You're funny. Thank you, love. Michelle says, I don't even think it's Jay's body in the coffin. It's not, because Jay was cremated, right? I could be wrong. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. I thought he was cremated. Sam R says, in my opinion, Masca is a mass grave, so I believe it isn't Jay's body. Right, the body is so bad, you can't look at it. Don't look at it. You can't. It's terrible. But we got his fingerprints. Rocky is live on TikTok now and slagging off wax. Linda Cosford said, I remember when Jay was lifted by the yellow helicopter. My opinion, he looked intact. I saw a face, arm, and leg hanging off the rescuer. No, Linda, you didn't. Because that wasn't Jay you saw. That was a previous rescue. And it had nothing to do with the Jay Slater case. That was not Jay Slater video. They never filmed the Jay rescue that we're aware of, to the best of my knowledge. We have found out that that wasn't even Jay. That was just a previous rescue, old footage. Callan says, did you see Jay out his arm around Brandon Hodgson at the last night of the NRG rave? What was that about? What was he saying? Yes, cremated, yes, says Burning Soul. Never know a funeral with an empty coffin. I don't know. I'm not even going to get into asking. Carlene, the lad in the yellow 2 in the club footage should come forward and say what he was seeing happen. How has no one asked him? That's a good question. Karma says that's an old video. That whole Masca video by the Guardia Avocado was an old video from quite a few years ago. Correct. Correct. Daisy Kin says, Mama D, have you seen the video of the documentary about Tenerife and why everyone is not talking? It's called Finding Ricky. I gotta write that down. Where's my pen? I'm watching that tonight with popcorn. Maybe I'll review it with you. Finding Ricky. Got it. Karma said Jay wasn't cremated. He was buried. I know he had a coffin. And I know they buried him. But I don't know if he was cremated. A lot are saying yes. And a lot are saying no. So I'm going to put it this way. I don't know. How's that? I have no clue. Because it changes. Sarah Thomas said, I saw someone said the person supposed to be Jay was a 30-year-old man. The Night Wolf, hello. You said, hi guys, the people that turned up at the Airbnb to ask him to move the car, these witnesses need to come forward or we need to find them. Did they see Jay? Excellent question. Because I'm going to get back over to this. And I really want to talk about this for a minute. Hey, Brad. How you doing? Hi, Lucy. Brad, Lucy, and Rach, I would like you to answer to me. Share it with me. My email is rubberducky2005@yahoo.com. Yahoo.com. I want an email from one of the three of you. tell me and explain to me, just tell me your version of how any of you had any connection to Jay on the phone that morning if he was at such a low percent of battery. Because it doesn't matter what kind of phone you got in the world, you have no reception once your battery drops. This says, does the cell phone battery affect network signal? Yes. If the cellular battery is critically low, the mobile phone processor would not be able to perform at its best to draw maximum possible wireless signal strength from the nearest cell phone tower or transmitter. Therefore, the cell phone battery does affect network signal capture capability of a smartphone. We recommend maintaining a 25% battery charge on your smart device or phone for optimal network signal strength. So if he's at 1%, he didn't even have a way to talk to no one. Boom. I'm calling you out. Lucy, explain to me how Jay or you talked with 1% battery at 8:30. I call bullshit, but hey, you want to prove it different? Send me something. Send me a screenshot. Send me whatever you got, because right now, I don't think you talked to Jack or Jay. I mean, Jack is in jack shit. I think you're full of crap. Brad, I think you're full of crap too. You didn't know nothing about no rocks sliding in Masca. I think that was to put Jay over there. Why are you kids putting all this crap out there when this phone would not have been working? No. My son has an excellent, very expensive phone, and it would not work to connect to phone data to make a phone call at 4%. The Wi-Fi didn't work, and we're in an excellent area for Wi-Fi. So Masca has got very limited Wi-Fi coverage compared to, the other place. Enrage? Why are you covering for your son? Why? If there's nothing to see here, if it just was that Jay was whatever in the Masca Mountains, then why are you continuing to get on here and fight about it? The truth will speak for itself. If you have to defend it, it's most likely not the truth. Because the truth very usually doesn't need defending. It'll come out on its own. You can choose to, but it's the lies that get defended. And remember, one lie feeds into another. So first you get a girl saying, I talked to him at 8:30, and then you have the next one come on that's got to verify that lie. Oh, yeah, and he was getting another call. All of it. Unless Jay was a superhuman with superpowers, where he held his phone in his own human kinetic energy, gave him Wi-Fi, it's impossible, in my opinion, for Jay to have had a phone conversation with anybody after 4% on his phone, let alone a FaceTime where you hear gravel. So why are you little rugrats, that's what we call youth when we were kids, why are you lying? Well, I say hoodlums too. I'm talking about people I don't trust, that they're feeding you a line of crap. Why are you all trying to convince us that you had all these phone conversations when the kid's phone wasn't working? Looks to me like that little white car came up on that Masca Pass, got caught on CCTV footage with that person running back in the middle of the area where Jay's phone pinged, allegedly, and this guy gets in this white car and then woo, away they go, right? Seems to me that's where the phone got thrown. But I could be wrong. Everything I said today is my humble opinion. My rant is finished. I love you guys, and I will see you again very, very soon. You are amazing. I completely feel like we are stuck at the NRG with Jay. I can't go any further because there's no proof he went even in that direction. So what really took place? And what was this? How come Brad didn't talk about him being cut by a cactus? Or did he? And where's Dodgy Haji? I want to know more about Dodgy Haji. I can't stand not knowing more about Dodgy Haji. Last person with Jay, and we get nothing? Not even a, hey? So where the hell was Dodgy Haji? I love you guys. To the moon and back. God bless you. Take care. I'll see you.